Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday night watch talk with Bobby Legs and friends. And I am joined here this evening with my good friend, Mike, also known as Finny in our little group. Mike, how are you today, man? How's Arizona? How's the heat? I heard it's like really, really hot now, right? Is that right?
Yeah, hey Bobby, good to be with you. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's stupid hot in Arizona right now. Deb and I were just out running some errands. The car said 110.
Yeah.
It feels hotter, to be
Oh,
honest. So yeah, it's not pleasant to be outdoors in any shape or form. You got to go from spend as little time as possible outside, air conditioned house to air conditioned car to wherever it is you're going as
yeah.
quickly as possible and not linger outside too long. It's yeah, unfriendly
Now,
for
I
sure.
assume, I mean, like, 'cause from what I heard, like everybody in Arizona has a pool. I'm sure you have a pool too, right? Now,
We do, yeah.
do you like, I mean, like, obviously you don't heat it, right? I would imagine
No,
in the summer.
no,
Um,
no. You don't need to heat it in the summer. It's plenty warm in the summertime.
yeah.
Although it does get a little too cold to use in the wintertime if it's not heated. So
But is that something that you'll do like in the evenings in the wintertime? Like, let's say it's like, like 60 or 70 degrees out, and I don't know how cold it gets by you, but is it something like, hey, let's go, take a dip in a pool. It's nice and warm. Is that like a consideration or like it's just shut
not
down?
in the winter.
No.
Not in the winter. It's too cold
Okay.
because the mornings, even though it gets warm during the day, the nights are too cold.
Right.
So it brings the temperature of the pool down. So unless you have a heated pool, it's
Yeah.
basically unusable in the winter here. So yeah, in the summertime, you'd like to drop blocks of ice into the pool to make it a little bit more refreshing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's plenty warm for sure.
Do you schedule your because I know you do some traveling, you and Deb. Do you try to schedule that your traveling being mindful of what season it is? So like, do you tend to do more summer traveling overall, or you save it for the winter, or it doesn't really matter?
It's a bit of a mix. I mean, we
Yeah,
try to do international travel
yeah,
in the off seasons, on the shoulder
sure,
seasons, either in the
makes sense.
spring or in the fall,
Yeah,
to avoid some of the crowds and also some of the heat
yeah.
if you're over in Europe, which you know all about.
Oh yeah.
But we will travel domestically and go to cooler places within the U.S. During the summer here. So yeah, we'd absolutely try to get away for a little bit in the summer at some point.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Hey, what do you have on wrist this evening?
Tonight I'm wearing, in honor of the full moon, I'm wearing the Ming Lunatic tonight. It's the only moon phase watch that I have currently in the collection. So
Oh, interesting.
when it gets close to the full moon, I always like to put this one on and wear it.
Interesting, interesting. I mean, like, because you have like pretty like extensive collection and many complications and whatnot. But I guess really you only need one moon phase, right? You don't need
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah. Some could argue one is too many.
Yeah,
um, I'm the kind of person when I put a watch on, I like to make sure that it's set properly, including the moon phase. And sometimes it's not hard to do on a
yeah,
watch. Like on this one in particular, it's very easy to set.
yeah,
Some of them are much more complicated, and um, if it gets to be too much of a hassle, I don't know. I mean, it's a romantic complication. It's not really useful, obviously, but
yeah.
I mean, how many of our complications really are all that useful?
Pretty much,
Not
right? Not
not
many,
a lot
right?
of
Not
not
a
a
lot,
lot of them.
right?
Some, but
Yeah,
not that many.
yeah,
So anyway, I just the moon phases is nice. I don't necessarily gravitate toward finding watches with moon phases.
yeah,
Is all.
yeah. I gotcha. Hey,
Yep.
let's say hello to the chat, and then we're gonna have like a little special kind of like stream here tonight. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's say hello to Marceau. He's wearing his GP L'Oreal tonight, one of my favorite watches of all time. FP Wilson, what's up, Wilson? Good to see you. Mr. Bill K is here. How you doing? Hey, Amin. I put in the link if you wanted to jump in, Amin. Caliber is here. Greetings to you. Hey, Steve. How you doing? What up, homies? I love his gangster talk. I love when Steve talks gangster. Yeah, great to have Finny here for sure. Um, let's see here. Mingling. Mingling. Hey, Rob, Mountain Standard Time is here. Greetings from Denver. Blue Tudor Pelagos this evening. Awesome. Marceau saying he traveled to Honduras to dive and it was cooler than New Orleans.
I believe it.
I believe it. So, like, I've been to my share of Mardi Gras celebrations in New Orleans, and it's always like been like in February or March, so the temperatures
Hmm.
definitely it's they're okay. I went to a jazz fest one year, and the New Orleans Jazz Fest usually happens in the last weekend of April, first weekend of May, and I think it was the April weekend that I went to, and we went to the whatever racetrack right outside of New Orleans that they have like the main stage and whatnot. And I kid you not, it was like 100 degrees and it was like 100% humidity, and it was just like I like passed out. I literally passed. Oh, I mean, I was also drinking, so I passed out like standing out. And I fell back. Anyway, long story there. But anyway,
Yeah,
but I mean, there's nothing like New Orleans heat.
yeah,
It's brutal.
yeah. It gets swampy down there. Let's just say. I mean, humidity there is second to none. It's oppressive.
Yeah, yeah. But the food is fantastic,
Yeah, the food makes up for it, and the music. The
and the
music is
music,
great there too. Yeah.
absolutely. Um, Scott he's getting his first moon phase sometime this year. No idea how to set it. Well, you'll figure it
Mhm.
out, I'm sure.
Yep.
Um, let's see here. Okay. Okay, I think we caught up with everybody. Hey, so great to have Mike here tonight. Mike, about a week ago or so, went to Chicago and saw some watches. I'm gonna let Mike give the setup, and then we're gonna show some of the watches that he saw, and maybe he can give like a little explanation or blip about them. So, Mike, just set the scene up for us, and then I'll pull up the PowerPoint.
Sure. Yeah. So one of our mutual watch friends invited me up to visit Chicago, which, as we talked about earlier, this time of year, if there's a chance to get out of here,
Yeah.
I usually will take it. So we had spectacular weather in Chicago Thursday, Friday, Saturday last week. Blue skies, mid to upper 70s, just fantastic weather. So that was incentive enough. And then on top of that, we saw some very nice watches. So kind of the setup was when I landed on Thursday afternoon, early Thursday afternoon. Our first stop was the brand new Lange boutique in downtown Chicago, and we spent, I don't know, a great couple of hours there meeting
Yeah.
the boutique director, and she was very accommodating. Kristen was in terms of bringing us anything that they had, which was actually pretty good. They had some good stock and good inventory. So we got to see a lot of watches from Lange, and I'm a big fan of the brand, as you
Hmm.
know. So being able to see and handle some of those, and because it's a newer boutique, the inventory was very good. So that was terrific. And then we went and grabbed some dinner that night at a great steak place in Chicago. And on Friday, we went to Seidel and Seidel,
Okay.
very
Yep.
very nice jewelry store in town. Our friend has a great relationship there with the owner, so I got to meet the owner, and we talked watches for another couple hours in there, and saw some really interesting, great pieces. A lot of independence at this store, not a ton of kind of your run of the mill standard brands. So it was
Hmm.
great to see that. And then Friday night, we had arranged to attend the WatchTime event at Berdine's,
Hmm.
and they had a great turnout. They had about I don't know, more than 100 people show up at this event. And the new the Berdine store in downtown Chicago, really really nice. Couple floors,
Yeah.
not only new but pre-owned pieces. So we got to see a lot of different things, both from the bigger brands as well as from some of the independents in the on the pre-owned side. And I can talk more about what that night was like and
Yeah.
some of the things that they had going on special there. And then on Saturday, we got up and went to an event that was happening at Geneva Seal, which is
Mm.
a really cool setup. I guess they've recently relocated. They're in the Fulton Market area, which used to be, from my understanding, kind of the old meatpacking
Yeah.
part of Chicago. So there's a lot of industrial type of buildings, a lot of brick, and it just looks like manufacturing, right? So
Mhm.
the building that they were in, they have a Omega boutique, an Hublot boutique, a brand new Moser boutique there. Not to mention some space there as well that has a lot of independence.
Mm.
So we had a great time looking at watches there. And as it happened, there was also a Porsche event going on. So
Oh, wow.
we got to walk the streets in front of the store there, and it was just lined with, essentially any Porsche that you wanted to look at. Just gorgeous. And again, the weather was terrific. So it was just a great day to be outside, checking out watches inside. They had food and everything else. I mean, it was just a terrific day.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the weekend. That was the kind of the overview and the
Yeah.
summary of the places that we went while we were there in Chicago.
So before we jump into some of the images here, going back to the event on Friday, the watch time, was that is similar? Was that a similar setup all weekend like New York, or was it just a 1 day event? Um,
It was just a one night event. It was
okay,
from what was it, six
but
to eight or something like that.
is it the
Yeah,
same group who puts the? Okay, okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
It's WatchTime. It's WatchTime
yeah,
magazine.
yeah,
Obviously not as big in scale,
yeah.
not as many people as the New York event, obviously, but like I said, it was very well attended. There was well over 100 people there. I don't know what
Wow,
the exact count was, but it was crowded. There were lots of people in
yeah,
there, and they had a very interesting setup there. So it wasn't just walk in and look at watches. I thought they had a very creative way of kind of forcing you to look at everything that was in there. So they created this scavenger hunt type of thing. So when you got there, you scanned a QR code, which opened up an app that had a list of, I don't know, 15 or 20 things, assignments that you had to complete. And if you completed at least four of them, you became eligible for some prize drawings that happened at the end of the evening. So our friend and I went to that event, and of course, we're overachievers. We weren't going to just
yeah,
accomplish four of the tasks. We accomplished all of them and made sure that we did everything that was asked of us. So we got to see basically anything and everything that they had going on. So it was basically dragging you to all the different vendors, all the different brands that had something there. Some of them you had to take a wrist shot with a watch. Some of them you had to put on a hockey helmet, which I did,
yeah, yeah,
embarrassingly.
yeah,
Some of them you had to answer just a question, which you could Google. You didn't have to go visit
yeah.
them, but they would help you with the question. They would give you the answer. Basically, they just wanted you to show up and talk to them for a little bit.
Yeah, that's
And look
pretty
at their
good.
stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
so it forced you to kind of move around, right? You didn't just stick
yeah.
at one or two brands. You kind of moved around in both upstairs and downstairs. They had pre-owned as part of it as well. So it was I thought a very creative way of making sure that you saw everything there was to see.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an effective way to make it them worth their while too, while you
Yeah,
guys
right.
were there for sure. Okay, great.
Exactly.
So let's just jump in now. Apologies, these pictures are going to be in random order, so they're not going to be like grouped by events. So, but you can,
Okay.
I'm sure that'll be fine. So let's start off with the first slide here, and tell us about these guys here.
Yeah. So this is from the Burdines event. The picture on the left is the Freak S with the red enamel dial. Um, just a spectacular piece. UN was one of the exhibitors at the event, and of course, Burdines is a retailer of UN. So we got to see a lot of cool UNs. They had, of course, the new Freak X's, the 41 mil Freak X's, both the blue dial on bracelet and the silver dial on the brown nubuck strap. Those are both excellent, really nice. I'm more of a fan of the strap. The bracelet is good, but
Yeah.
not my thing. I would definitely go the strap route if I was interested in getting one of the new Freak X's.
Yeah.
I've yet to see the new textile version of the strap. All I've
Mm.
seen is the leather nubuck and the bracelet, but both very good. They had some amazing UNs there. Not just in the Freak line, but some of the other
Yeah.
pieces as well. They had the Diver Air there, which
Yep.
was great to see. I've seen it before, but you don't see them very often. I know they're very popular. They're selling very well, but they had one there for the show. So yeah, it was great to see UN busy. There were
Yeah.
people hanging out and checking out the watches, which hasn't always been the case, but I think as of late they've been on a great run. The watch on the right is also part of Berdine's. That was at the IWC stop, obviously, and that's
Hmm.
the newer George Russell pilot. Slightly different color than the Patronus,
Right.
which is more greenish than blue. I much prefer the George Russell between the two. So if I was to pick one of these up, they had the chronograph version there as well. I
Yeah.
didn't try the chronograph on, but it's also very nice. I like this time only. It's a
Yeah.
great size and it's gorgeous. I love
Yeah.
this
Great
colored
colors.
blue. It looks really, really good. Yeah,
Is that a ceramic case there?
it is. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, great,
yeah.
great watch. That this one really. I mean, like a lot of these watches stuck out, right? I mean, but for
Mhm.
simplicity's sake, this IWC was just one of my favorites that I saw.
Yeah.
That sounds like a killer weekend. Is it an annual show? Are they going to do this annually in Chicago?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know. It was my first time there,
Yeah,
but I couldn't say whether they do it every year or not.
gotcha. Okay. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. Speaking of UN, we got some more
Yep.
here.
So here's this is the brand new 41 Freak in the rose gold. So they had that one as well, which
Mhm.
surprised me. So I got to see that one. Very nice, beautiful with the rose gold. 41 and 43. I can pull off both of them. The 41's a little more comfortable, but
Yeah.
these new Freak X's are really, really good. And as I mentioned, the Diver Air. Super cool watch. It's a little bigger than I would prefer. It
Mhm.
stands fairly tall on wrist, and the sweatband strap, which I know they put that on there to keep it very light, which is the whole idea behind the watch itself. But it's got kind of a Velcro type of closure,
Yeah.
and I am not a Velcro fan when it comes to luxury watches. I
Of
don't want to
course.
hear anything with the sound of Velcro ripping
Yeah.
if I've spent a lot of money on a watch,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would put it on. I think I know their rubber straps will work on this watch too. So
Yeah. Yeah. No,
yeah, but it's a super
I
cool watch.
I hear that.
And very yeah.
And I can understand, somewhat the logic of what they're doing, but yeah, I mean, like Velcro on a
Yeah,
piece like this, the amount of money you're spending on this, it just doesn't sit well, right?
yeah,
Um,
for
but
sure.
but like you said, you could probably fit some rubber on there. Hey,
Yeah.
Ken Spears checking in from Pittsburgh. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Tell us what we have here, please.
Yeah, so this is also, I can't remember what they call this on the left. This is also a UN. This is pretty new. I didn't ask them to take it out of the case. I know it's very expensive,
Yeah.
and it's new. Like I said, it's come out in the last, I think, 6 to 9 months. We need one of our resident UN experts here to tell us exactly what that is. But it's a very cool looking watch. And then the one on the right is the silver dial 41 Freak X on that nubuck rubber or the nubuck leather strap. Really good. The color on some of the renders that I had seen previously, I wasn't really thrilled with what the leather strap looked like, but in real life, that brown strap with the silver dial looks really nice.
Yeah. Looks
Again,
looks looks kind of tame for a freak though, a little bit. No, is
yeah,
it
I mean,
maybe a subtle freak here?
it's subtle. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely with the being silver, it all kind of blends together. So if you're looking to go under the radar a little bit,
yeah.
um, probably not going to stand out as much. But there's some pebbled texture
Mm,
that you can't really see in this picture very well. So it's not completely bland. It
right.
does have a little bit of something going on, but it's more for the wearer to appreciate as opposed to it jumping out to anybody else.
Yeah, I gotcha. I still would rather have my freak stand out though. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's just
sure.
me personally.
Yeah, it's a bold watch, right? You
Yeah,
want you want somebody to say something when they see that, like, "Oh, what is that?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and this might miss that for sure.
yeah. Okay. Let's get to the next slide here. Okay, a little CQ action, right? Oh
Uh,
no, no, I'm sorry.
no,
That's not. No,
this is the new Omega
that's the Omega. Yeah,
Planet Ocean. Yeah. So tried that on. I have tried it on before. It's a nice watch,
yeah,
very nice. It's just it's just one of those watches that will always be there. So there's like
yeah,
no real impetus to buy
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it's lovely. The thing I didn't know, it's almost the same thickness as the Speedmaster, which really surprised me. So I know Planet Oceans have gotten a lot of grief in the past about
Yeah,
the thickness, right?
right.
And they've done a great job. If you haven't had a chance to try the new Planet Oceans and you were worried about the thickness, the new ones are much thinner.
Yeah,
And they did remove the helium escape valve as well, if that was a problem. I know it is for some. Um, so it was nice to see and to try on. We had an Omega question, so that's why we were at the Omega
yeah,
stop there. Maybe would have skipped that one if we hadn't had a question.
yeah.
And then the other one on the right is another one of those spectacular UN glitzy pieces. I think this is from the Blast series. Again, I'm not an expert
Yeah.
on UN. I know a little bit about the brand. I know the freaks a little bit better, but yeah, if you're into rainbow
Yeah.
and you don't want the rainbow Daytona,
Or,
you've got this beautiful option from UN.
or if you're, Russian oligarch and you're going into Maldives, this is this is like the perfect watch for
Of course, yes, that would work as well.
you.
It's a little too much for me
Yeah,
personally, but yeah, I mean, if you can pull it off, God bless you.
yeah. Going back to the Planet Ocean, like I'm glad to see that they've kind of like you know uh, reshaped the watch in a sense where they're making it thinner and got rid of the helium escape valve. I
Hmm.
opine for one of the older ones back from the early 2000s. When that model came out. I love the orange bezel, and I know
Hmm.
we have another one coming up here to see, but I just love that older
Yeah.
aluminum bezel insert ones,
Hmm.
and I remember, I had a couple watchmaking friends, and they were when that movement came out, that coaxial movement came out, they were like really fired up about that movement and waiting to see it,
Yeah.
hopefully getting a chance to take a look at it because they built that movement up to me when and we're talking over 20 years ago. So
Mhm.
anyway, just great to see that they're bringing it down to size here. The Blast Rainbow is a bargain at $595,000. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Fair enough. Okay. Um, what do we have? Is that the new senator, the chronograph
Yeah.
on left?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think one of the highlights for me at the show was getting to see the new Senators,
yeah.
both the white dial and the black dial. I think they'd only been out maybe a day or two when we got to see them on Friday night. They are also a little bit thinner than the previous model.
Hmm. Hmm.
I love the white dial with the textile strap. It
Yep.
looks really nice, and the hour markers, obviously in Romans, are
Hmm.
blued and applied. They look great. The hands are blued.
Hmm.
So the blued hands and the blue numerals kind of jump off the creamy white dial. Looks really nice.
Hmm.
And the black one, which we saw as well, also terrific. It's more of a pilot style
Yep.
with
We'll see that
kind of
soon.
with the Arabics. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
I'll wait to talk about that. But also great. And then on the right is
Yep.
the
Yeah.
another Planet Ocean
Yeah.
with the orange bezel.
Yeah. And what I like about, what I love about GO with some of their models when they go above the over the 40 millimeter, they throw in that big date, and I love the
Hmm.
fact that this
Yeah.
has that big date there.
Yeah.
Um, it's very vanilla. I had to say I do like it. We have a friend who was kind of sort of interested, who's talking about it, and I was like, "You're not gonna love it. You're gonna get bored of it very, very quickly." But
Yeah.
it is a great looking timepiece.
Hmm.
Um, Caliber would have preferred it without the Roman. See, okay, preferred without the Roman. Well, the
Yeah.
black one, you'll
The
see.
black one
You'll
can do
see. I
that for
think
you.
it might
Yeah.
be next. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely you get more of a pilot vibe as opposed to the other one. It was more of a
Yeah.
dressy chrono, even though the size doesn't necessarily fit a
Hmm.
dress chrono size. But I mean, you get that vibe there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean they're both good looking, and then you have them both here in your hand right here.
Yeah.
So you're more of the white dial. It sounds
I
like,
don't
right?
know.
Yeah,
I go back and forth.
yeah.
If I was pressed to pick one, I would have a hard time because I really liked both of them for different reasons. I'm definitely more of a. I don't like the Romans as much. Like
Hmm.
I wish they had the Arabics on the white dial. That
Yeah,
might put it over for me to go completely white. But I really like the Arabics on the black, and you can still get that new textile strap on the black version too. So you don't have to, and make it a little bit more casual
hmm,
because it's on the leather strap here, and it feels more dressy to
yeah,
me on the leather, and I would prefer it on the textile because I think it's with the Romans, it almost feels like you should dress it up a little bit, right? So
yeah.
it seems kind of backwards. Like the leather should be
Yep,
on
I agree.
the white one,
Hmm.
and the textile should be on the black, and which you can do. That option's available. So
Yeah,
um, I don't know. Like one day I really like the white one. The next day I like the black one. So I really like both of them. I think they did a great job, and they've given you something to think about. And I think will please a lot of people because if you don't like one, you probably will like the other.
yeah,
So I really like what they've done with this. I think this will be very, very popular for them, and they're going to sell a lot of them. It's priced, I think, around 16.
yeah,
So it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but obviously, you're looking at around Daytona money for this watch, and there's no question about which one is finished better and
hmm,
all that sort of thing. One trades for a lot more on the secondary market, but it's a terrific buck for buck kind of thing. It's a great buy, I think, at this price.
yeah. Caliber agreeing with you. Well, maybe Arabic on the white dial. Okay. Moving along. Okay, so now we've entered kind of sort of the Norqain
Yeah,
um part of the of the stream.
yeah,
Hey, and then we now we have a CQ there. Um,
yep,
tell us about these.
yep. Yeah, so one of the questions we had to answer was about Norqain, which that you might have got that from the hockey helmet reference that I mentioned earlier. Um, so I got to see a couple of them. I'm not sure if you've got the other Norqain in here that
I
was
do.
the
I do
X Lite.
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll talk about that in a minute. But I haven't. It's a brand I have not spent much time on. They do sell it here locally in Scottsdale, so I don't really have a good excuse. I've tried it before, but I haven't spent much time looking at it. And they do come in a couple of different sizes. So the wild one skeleton that I have on my wrist, that blue one there, I think is 39. It also comes in 42. I want 41 or 42. I want to say. So they have a couple of different sizes to choose from, and basically every color under the sun. It's kind of like Skittles, right? You can
Mm,
pick whatever color you like and throw it on your wrist. They're very light, very well done. I thought for I think 5 or 6 thousand. I think they're in that price range.
yeah.
So not crazy expensive. If you're looking for kind of a go anywhere, do anything, you can swim with it. You can knock it around. You can play golf in it. Um, and in fact, I read some Major League Baseball player wore one
I
for the
saw
first
that
time in Major
on
League Baseball
Instagram.
history.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good advertising for the brand. So it tells you there's some toughness to it, and
Yeah.
it's very durable. So um, it's nice. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not high horology for sure, but it's not awful either. So it's pretty good watch. I'll say.
It's not hard.
Yeah,
It's not awful.
yeah, it's
Okay,
not awful.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's good. It's good.
Then we have a CQ diver here. You know, I
Yeah,
just, man, I wish they just went no date. That's all I have to say.
yeah. Well, again, they're kind of known for their panorama dates. Now, this
Yeah,
one doesn't have quite the big date. It has a date.
yeah.
So this is the North American version, a variant that just came out recently, and I think there's only 100 in both sizes, the 39 and the 42.
Mm.
And this was number 98. So they said they're basically about gone.
Oh wow,
So
good for them.
we were getting a little bit of pressure. I think if you want one, like you
Yeah.
better hurry up and say you want one, kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
So whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
in any event, the 39 would be the one I would go for just because it fits better now.
Yeah.
The color's nice. I mean, if you're into this, sort of color, you're gonna love it. It's better in, like most things, better in person than I've seen on the renders. When I saw it the first time on pictures, I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
When you put it on wrist, you're like, oh, okay, this is better than I thought,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, GO's got a couple of good things out right now that is drawing some attention to the brand, very positive. So I'm happy
About
for them.
time. About time.
Yeah,
Okay, moving on. More Norqain.
yeah, more Norqain. Yeah, so I think this is the meteorite one on the left.
Yeah.
So yes, if you want a Norqain with a meteorite dial, it's available to you.
They made one.
Yeah, they have one available. Yep, and you can see some of the other colors in the picture in the display below there of the other ones that are available. And the ones on the right, these are their new sprinkle watches. So you might remember they had the ice cream watch not long ago, and this is the follow up to the ice cream watch. I heard way more than I needed to know about these watches. Right. These are the sprinkle variants. The sprinkles light up when you lume them, which is so exciting for somebody. I'm guessing wasn't exciting for me at all. But, if you're into that sort of thing and you want something super fun, this would be in that category.
Okay, moving on. We have a Longines and a Norqain.
Yeah, so it's the first time I got to put on the new Conquest Super Watch for $2,000, I think it is. Very nice.
Wow.
And again, they have a couple of different sizes. Terrific, really good. I tried it on the mesh bracelet that they had, which I thought was pretty good. Again, for the money, it's hard to argue now. I mean, I think, Longines has just been doing some great things the last couple years. It really kind of started for me with the Zulu time. I started paying more attention to Longines. And since then, they've been, sending out some really great watches. I mean, the mono pusher chronograph they just put out looks really, really nice. So again, kudos to Longines. I think of the Swatch brands, they're the one that I think is doing the best these days in terms of consistently putting out, top quality and very nice looking watches. And the one on the right, another Norqain, I think this is the one, it's like a vacation or holiday type of thing. And it's that watch that they released recently that I like to think of it as kind of like, you remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and there was a bar with a golden ticket?
Yep.
This watch has something like that to it. So they won't tell you what the secret is, but one of the watches that they sell has some kind of a secret message built into it somewhere. The guy would not say, and he said he didn't know, which might be true because, probably if he told you, then he would get in trouble. So it's better they just don't tell the ADs and the reps who are selling these things. But supposedly you can win some kind of a very nice all expense paid vacation if you are the owner of the selected watch.
Okay.
So again, Norqain is good at creating a little bit of drama, interest behind their watches to bring eyeballs to their pieces. So I give them credit for that. Again, nothing I would buy or try on even. I'm like, I don't want to try it. I'm good. But just a little bit gimmicky, like the Sprinkles watch, but somebody's buying them. Good for them. Happy that they're doing well.
Absolutely. Okay, is that another Longines there too? And now we're
Yeah,
Lange. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
yeah, please.
So this is the I think smaller version of the Conquest with the ice blue dial,
Yeah,
also on the
nice dial.
mesh. Yeah, so very nice. In fact, I might pick this one over the GO. I think I like the dial color a little bit
Yeah.
better. The price point is certainly way better. Um, and just a great fit. So 39 to 39
Yep.
size wise. The other one that we saw in the previous picture, I think, was the 41 or 42, whichever the bigger version is. But again, home run for Longines. Just great choices and a couple of different sizes. Kudos to them. And this was not at the Lange boutique. This one was one of the pre-owned watches that Burdeen's had, the 1815 chronograph. So when I see an 1815 chronograph and have a chance to try it on, I usually do. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
me taking a picture of it. I did not take a picture of the back. I think if you don't know what the back of this watch looks like, just Google it. It's spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there any temptation there with this watch? Did you think about it
Uh,
too long?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there's always the thought of what would I sell to
Yes,
make
of
this
course.
happen?
Right.
Because it's not cheap, and Langas have been going up actually as of late, so the prices are creeping up a little
Yeah.
bit on these, but still a huge bargain and quite a bit still discounted from retail. I think the retail on these new now is around 88,
Wow.
and this was a lot less than
Yeah.
88.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch. Very tempting to pick one of these up at some point.
Okay.
Okay, more pre-owned
Yeah.
from Burdeen. So it gives you an idea of some of the.
Yeah. The
They
caliber.
have some great
Yeah.
pre-owned pieces. So the inline Patek
Yeah.
Perpetual. First time I've seen that in person and had a chance to try it on. It is lovely.
Mm.
There's just no way of getting around it. It does have a moon face, so if that's bothersome to some, although I think it's something I could overlook. And my understanding is, with the Pateks, there's a very specific order in which you have to set the perpetual calendar, or you end up breaking it, and it goes
Yeah.
back to the spa for months, and
Right.
it's not
Right.
cheap to get that fixed. So it's a lot of pressure. I don't know
Mhm.
that I need that stress in my life
No.
setting
No.
my
You don't.
watch.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a blue dial Lange one.
Oof, I
Again, if
just
it's
love
a
this
Lange,
watch.
it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Fairly rare that
Yeah.
Lange doesn't do too many of the blue dials. So great to
But
see that one. Truth be told, I was probably more tempted by this one than the 1815,
yeah.
just because the price point's a little bit better, but not much. They're both about the same.
Like it's been such a long time since I looked at pre-owned Lange one. I mean, like I think the last time I was looking, like and maybe like your run of the mill Lange one,
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
around 30, 28 to
Yep.
30. Is
Yep,
that
you can
is,
still get them still probably in that range. The blue
okay?
dials are a little more special and they trade at a higher premium
Yeah.
because of the rarity. So you'll pay a little bit more, but not stupid money more.
Right.
Maybe in the 10 grand
Yeah.
range more for
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
Okay. And then finally, oh, this nice little Piaget. Look at this one.
Yeah,
That's
the
crazy. I love
Piaget Polo Soda Light dial. So this is one of the questions we had to answer. So over to Piaget we went, and we had to take a picture of this watch on our wrist. It was, very burdensome to have to do this.
it. Yeah.
So lovely watch. They had all the Polo variants. They had the yellow gold, the white gold, the yellow gold, the I don't know, platinum. If there's a platinum one, they had that. They had a case of them. It was more polos than I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love this watch. It's just not for me.
Not for you. Yeah. Yeah.
It reminds me of I don't know. Saturday Night Fever comes to mind when I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's a very 70s type of vibe, but it is very nice, super well finished, and it is pretty,
Yeah.
but it's just not something that I would gravitate towards.
Yeah.
But cool to
Um,
see.
Awesome. Awesome. So, before, we wrap it up and call it a night, was there, okay, other than maybe the Lange one or the 1815, was there at any point where you're just like, okay, this is, I got to get this one? I like you like, what was the closest you got to like buying something there that day?
At Burdeen's
Well, at
or
any
any of them.
events, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I did buy a watch while I was there,
Well,
just not
right,
at Burdeen's.
right, right,
I bought another Ming,
right.
the Sand, pre-owned. It's not been in production for a couple of years, but I did have a chance to pick that up, so I did. So I didn't leave completely empty-handed
Right,
over the
right.
weekend, but I saw, again, so many cool watches. Geneva Seal, they have an amazing space in the independent section that they have. Urwerk and
Yeah.
Armstrong and who else do they have? Crayon, um, Singer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else did I see there? I don't know. Several others. Renault Tixier. They had just great
Sure.
independent
Yeah.
brands, up and comers. Some that you may have heard of, some you may not have heard of,
Yeah.
but just a really cool space to enjoy these independent watches. And the same goes at Seidel. They had some super cool stuff. They're a Ming distributor, so they had some Mings there to look at, and um, Chopek
Yeah.
and a few other brands. So just it was a weekend full of watches. We went nonstop from the time I got off the plane till I got back on the plane Sunday morning. It was pretty nonstop, and we just had a great time. Eating good food, enjoying good
Yeah.
weather, and looking at awesome watches.
Well, that's what for me this like hobby is all about, right? And the people that you meet,
Yeah,
over the last like 4, 5, 6 years, or however whenever this journey started, the
yeah.
friendships that we've developed. We know people from like Europe and like
Hmm.
Asia and like here in the States, and we get together and sure, yeah. I mean, like Chicago, quick trip for you, but like New York. I mean, we're going to be all again,
Hmm.
watch time in New York and
Yep.
and having that camaraderie. To me, that's what I mean. Yeah, and looking at great watches, of course, that's definitely up there. That's the reason why we're there in the first place. But the friendship wise that's the best
Yeah.
part. Like,
It
having
just
that.
makes it a lot more fun when you're hanging
Absolutely.
out with people you like and you can talk to about the watches. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about that. I for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friends that I've had a chance to make through this is has been very special, very meaningful. The
Yeah.
watches are cool,
Yeah.
but the friendships are better, and
Well, I
getting to
appreciate your
chat.
friendship. I mean, you got me. You went to Portugal at one point, and you
I
got me
did.
some canned
I
sardines, and
have
I can't wait. I
I
can't
have
wait
a
to.
I have a gift for you coming. Yes, when we
Yeah.
see each other in watch time, I will be
Oh,
bringing sardines, which
oh.
I'm more than my wife is very happy to get out of the house. So very excited to deliver those to you.
Well,
And
excellent.
they're not just sardines. I believe they are birth year canned sardines.
Well, yeah. As
Hopefully,
long as it,
hopefully they weren't canned
I
in
know.
your year of birth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't think they were. I don't think they were.
hopefully not. Yeah, of
Hopefully not. Well, hey, Mike, thanks for joining us this evening, and thanks for sharing,
course.
that weekend with the images. I know, and I'll speak for some of the guys at the chat. We appreciate like seeing this kind of stuff because most of us, not necessarily don't are not able to, whether it be geographical or
Hmm.
whatnot. We can't make these events sometimes, and it's great to see these pictures with people in the wild, like not just like on a website. So
Yep,
again,
absolutely.
really appreciate it. Chat. Really appreciate you guys sticking around for this evening. It was a good one. And hey, we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care,
Thanks,
guys.
Bobby.